Hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to use PodFarm 2's MIDI Learn feature within Ableton Live. This seems to be a pretty popular topic as of late, and it is a little confusing on how to use it depending on what DAW you're using. All DAWs are different. I think what I'm going to do in the future is continue to do these tutorials for different DAWs. So I'll probably hit all the major ones, and if you guys have some other ones that I've forgotten that you use, feel free to let me know, and I will try to do a tutorial for those as well. So what is MIDI Learn? Well, MIDI Learn is a feature that we implemented in the latest version of PodFarm plugin. It allows you to control the plugin within your DAW with an external MIDI controller. So it's a super useful feature. So let's get started. What I'm going to do first is bring up Live. I've already got it launched. It's in our tray here. And first, let's just make sure everything's set up okay. So I'm going to go to Options. I'm going to go to Preferences. Let's check our Audio tab. And I'm using the ASIO driver. My external MIDI controller is the KB37. So everything looks good there. My inputs are set correctly. They're all turned on. Same with the outputs. Next, let's check to make sure that we've browsed for the plugin and Live sees the PodFarm 2 plugin. So let's go to the File folder tab, and it looks like we're good there. And how I found that was I just clicked the Browse button and browsed to the PodFarm 2 plugin, clicked OK, and it scanned it for me. And finally, up here, the MIDI Sync tab is where you set your controller properties up. And you can see that I've got the KB37 set up as my MIDI import and my MIDI output, and everything's turned on, and we are good there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Live's Arrange mode, or Arrangement view, rather. And to get there, you can click on this little circle up here, or you can just click on Tab on your keyboard, and it'll take you there. Live launches with an audio track and a MIDI track created by default, which is a good thing because we're going to use both of them. So the first thing we want to do is click on our little plugins icon over here and find the PodFarm 2 plugin and click it and drag it over the audio track. Okay, and there it is. We can minimize this for now. We don't really need it at the moment, but it'll just fall down here in this tray. And if you want to bring up the GUI, you can just click on that little button and it'll bring it up. Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to turn my outputs and my inputs down because I am using PodFarm at the moment to record my vocals. So I don't want this patch right here interfering with that. So let's just close that. Okay. And as you can see, the PodFarm plugin is inserted on the audio track right here. Okay, so now let's set it up for the MIDI track. So what we want to do is we want to set our input to be our controller, in this case the KB37. We can leave the MIDI channel on all channels. And for our output, we want to choose Audio 1, which is this track right here. And as you can see, it auto-populated to C PodFarm 2. Okay. That was really important, but what's super important is that you arm both tracks for recording. And in Live, you do that right here with these little buttons here. Okay, so we're armed. We've got the plugin called up on our audio track. We've got the MIDI track sending MIDI to the audio track. And now we can actually go back and do the MIDI Learn. So let's bring up the PodFarm 2 GUI, and I'm just going to use this default patch. So let's say you wanted to control the drive on this Blackface Lux model. What you do is you would right click on it with your mouse, go to MIDI control, go to MIDI Learn, left click, and then turn a knob on your controller. And you can do that for all of them if you want. And you can set it up as in whichever way you want to set it up. Let's just do one more. And I'm just turning knobs on the KB37. Okay, so we've set it up there. Let's do one more. The more tracks you add, the more confusing it can get. You can forget some of these steps. So let's just add another audio track. I'm going to right click, create an audio track. I'm going to right click again, create a MIDI track. Okay. All right, so let's do the same thing. I'm going to drag a PodFarm 2 plugin over Audio 3. Okay, and it created our plugin. We can close out of that. And you can see that the audio track sees the plugin. So now down in the MIDI track here, same thing, choose a line 6 tone board KB37. And for our output, we want to make sure we choose audio 3 this time. If you choose audio 1, it won't work. So we want to send to audio 3. And again, arm the tracks. I'm going to disarm these two, but I'm going to arm these two right here. Okay, so let's go back to our third audio track. Pull up the GUI. Let's drag that amp away and drag this Angel P-Ball in. And let's go ahead and click here. Right-click, MIDI control, MIDI learn, turn a knob, and it's working. So I hope this has helped you guys. I hope this clears up a little bit of the confusion. I'm going to do some more DAWs in the next couple days, and hopefully we can get a good collection of video tutorials on how to do this. In case you guys want to know, this is actually all called out in the Advanced Users Guide for PodFarm. It's on page 8.14. It only calls it out how to do it for live, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it for Sonar, Cubase, Pro Tools. We'll hit all the big ones, Reaper, and then any of the leftovers. I'll get to all those when I can. If you guys have requests, again, I can get to them as well. So I hope this helps, and I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks.